Definitely like a year of my life where I was doing all my development in Windows Notepad and not Notepad++, just Windows Notepad.exe, right?
We've all heard enough of everyone's best practices in software development, and today we're here with Pamela Fox to hear about her worst practice. So, Pamela, please tell us more about yourself and the type of software that you write.
Yeah, so what do I write? I write these days a lot of Python, although much of my life I also spent writing a lot of JavaScript. I mean, I generally just love doing web development and have been doing web development since middle school when I first discovered the web, back when the web was very little.
So, what is your worst practice?
Well, when you said this to me, what I immediately thought of is the fact that I've used Vim or VI or whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. That's probably the worst thing. But I've used it since I was a little kid or middle schooler, and I still don't really know how to use it, but yet I still keep using it. So I think that's the worst thing is like, why didn't I just properly learn it at any point during the last 2 decades?
Despite your lack of knowledge of your own tools, you've built a lot of great software. So you're going to actually show us what that might look like.
Yeah, I want to show off how bad I am. I'm going to VI a Python file. And so let's say I want to change something like the MIME type, right? So what I do is I either go to the end of the line or the start of the line. So I do know how to get to the end of a line. I press the $, right? But then I just have to go backwards. And I don't know, maybe there isn't a better way than this, but it's pretty slow, right? Sometimes I'll look at the line and see okay, what's something I can search for in the middle of the line. Oh, that's not even the D I wanted. I wanted the other D. Okay, D. Oh, there we go.
That's the one.
So getting to the middle of the line is hard. I'm very good at grepping, right? Or not searching, right? So I'm okay, what is it I'm looking for? I'm looking for line. Oh, I didn't even write it yet. Okay, so I'm looking for line chart.
Yeah,
so I do a ton of because I do know how to press the slash.
Yes.
And so I use the slash to figure out okay, where do I want to go? I want to go to bar. Right. But a lot of times it ends up that I have that word a lot of times in a file. So I'm darn it, this isn't the bar I wanted. And then I'm just sitting there just
amazing
going through that whole file.
Do you find yourself writing function names and variable names that are more unique to make it easier to find them later?
I mean, I will say I was raised on Java, as in my dad didn't really parent me. He just put me in front of Java. I was raised on Java. So my first variable names were Java variable names. So I do trend to write fairly long descriptive variable names. I love Hungarian notation.
Okay.
So I do tend to write fairly descriptive names. Maybe I want to make a new kind of chart. This is a chart API. And I know I want to copy paste all of this stuff, this class and this def. And I know kind of how to copy paste. I know you can do YY and then a number. And so what I do now is I count how many lines. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I overestimate and I go okay, 25 YY. Okay, 22 lines, I got in the range, and then it's P. So that's my copy and pasting strategy is
that's pretty good.
Count.
That's amazing.
And then if I want to VI another file, right? Well, what do I do? Well, first of all, I want to demonstrate I do know how to exit a file, which is
this is the mandatory question. So quitting and correctly, both saving or not saving, that is where my abilities end.
So I'm adding a new thing. So I want to add a new test. And let's say I'm kind of going between the two, right? It's oh wait, I don't remember what I'm trying to check. Okay, so then I need to go back to the other file. That's why I'm so good at closing, because I close files a lot in order to get into another file, right? You should know there was definitely a year of my life where I was doing all my development in Windows Notepad and not Notepad++, just Windows Notepad.exe, right? I always want to reach for VI when I'm starting a project, or I just want to write a single file. But then my rule now is if it's more than one file, I have to use a proper ID. Because as you can see, I have no idea how to navigate different files.
Thank you so much for coming on the show and showing us your worst practice.
It was great. Thank you. When I come up with more worst practices, I'll come back.
That'd be great. Sounds like you might have some more to share. Thank you.